Worldwide, women are fighting for their rights.
My greatest wish was to study, to do something new, to do something boys do.
Many women are willing to make waves and take risks in the struggle to break down outmoded social structures.
No, the water level isn't quite right yet. Here, yes, now it is.
Now you can measure it.
In the highlands of Ecuador, these women farmers have been eagerly waiting this day. They want to learn. It's the key to a better life. Agroecologist Rosa Quimbia is teaching the group how to grow fruit and vegetables on the steep slopes of the Andes. It's one of many workshops she offers to help women get started as organic farmers.
We are mapping the unevenness of this terrain. The plantation currently has a slope of 80%. We need to protect the soil, to prevent erosion and preserve the fertile earth.
Here, at an altitude of 3,000 meters, lemons thrive in the fertile soil. Today's course focuses on how very high-yield fruit and vegetables can be grown here. But it's about much more as well.
We protect the soil, the plants, and the lives of families. We don't use any chemicals.
Some participants have brought their husbands along. Now they are drawing up plans to cultivate their fields. Not all types of vegetables and fruit can be planted next to each other. One of the things they have learned in the workshop, knowledge they'll share back in their villages.
The dimensions are still missing from my plan. We'll learn how to enter the measurements, so it's complete.
The courses are organized by the Foundation for Alternative Development Services, or CEDAL. Its goal is to secure economic independence for women, something achievable through small farm ownership.
It wasn't easy at first. In the beginning, the women came to the workshops in secret. They waited until their husbands left for work and then snuck out of the house to come to us. But when the men saw that agriculture was bringing money into the household, they were for it. Now they even take part in the workshops themselves.
Currently, the flower industry dominates the region. In huge greenhouses, roses are grown for the international market, including Europe. These plantations are mainly staffed by women. They work for minimum wage. Hardly any other work is available here. But with the support of Brot voor de Welt, Bread for the World, CEDAL is now fighting the flower industry's exploitation of its workers. Business economist Patricia Yaselga established the CEDAL Foundation.
From the outset, our priority was to empower women. That's why we supported female organic farmers to set up communities so that they could join forces and make their voices heard. At the same time, we were also concerned about the environment, because we needed an alternative to floriculture, and we founded an agroecology. The state doesn't care about jobs here, especially not those of farmers, and least of all those of women.
Maricela Igaye is one of these women. Her workday begins at 4 a.m. That's when a bus collects the women who work as pickers. It takes them to one of the plantations in Tocachi, just under 2 hours away by car. The flower industry is the largest employer in this region, which is one of the biggest rose-growing areas in the world.
Llegamos.
Maricela was only able to attend elementary school. After that, her father sent her to work on the plantations. In Ecuador, it is quite unusual for women to receive vocational training.
I would like to work somewhere else. Once I was offered a job as a maid. But there just isn't much here, and nothing is permanent. It's always just temporary work for a few days at a time.
Work in the greenhouses is difficult and dangerous. Every day, Maricela picks roses that have been sprayed with carcinogenic pesticides. The spraying work is usually done by men. Men are also in charge of mixing the toxic chemicals. Meant to protect the flowers from disease, they endanger the workers' health. Wilson Albacholka's hands are covered in skin abscesses despite his protective clothing.
This is
the protective clothing we wear. Here are the gloves, the mask, the jacket. You have to wear the work clothes. If you don't, the chemicals can cause skin and other diseases.
Life-threatening work done for minimum wage. Some flower pickers are protesting by training to become organic farmers. In Hanover, it's physician Christina Gutsky's last day working in the operating room. In 2 weeks, she will begin maternity leave. That the surgeon was allowed to practice this long into her pregnancy is unusual.
Willst du abwaschen oder soll ich abwaschen? Ich würde abwaschen und du kannst damit abdecken. Ja.
An operating room is no ordinary workplace. Potential infections, x-rays and anesthetic gases all pose dangers. As a result, in many medical clinics, pregnant women are not permitted to operate. The ban is intended to protect mothers and children. However, many clinics go a step further, banning pregnant doctors from the operating room altogether.
It was frustrating because when I was feeling better, I would have liked to continue working. But during my second pregnancy, it still wasn't possible. So I just did ward work, which is also important, and consultations. But when it came to surgery, nothing happened.
But she must still make progress in her specialized medical training. Abdominal surgeons need to complete 525 operations on organs like the stomach, intestines and liver. Usually this takes 6 years. Dr. Gutsky needed 12, partly because she was not allowed to work during her first 3 pregnancies. These rules pose a clear disadvantage for women, as the specialized training phase tends to fall within the period when many wish to start a family.
Right, let's get started. Operation Career continues now.
In Germany's operating rooms, 3 out of 4 surgeons are men. This inequality prompted Dr. Gutsky to co-found an association. Called the Female Surgeons Association, her group encourages female students to pursue a career in surgery. Today they're on campus at the Goethe University Frankfurt as part of a medical conference. Over the course of her career, head physician Katja Schlosser has often been the sole woman in a leadership position. She wants to see this change in the future.
The network is fantastic. Just upload your information, then you can start exploring. You can contact any woman in the network directly.
2,700 female surgeons have already signed up, not just in Germany, but worldwide.
Surgery is still completely a male domain. It's much easier for men because there are so many role models they can look up to. Women don't yet have these role models in management positions. This association fills that gap by bringing together older, more experienced surgeons with younger ones.
A mentoring program supports younger female colleagues and helps them overcome obstacles in their everyday working lives. For Dr. Schlosser, it's a passion project.
And you want to go into surgery?
Yes, even though everyone tries to talk me out of it. People always say, "Why do you want to go into surgery? Don't you like your life? Don't you want a family?"
Funny that no one ever asks a man that, right? I find that so unacceptable.
24-year-old medical student Baoni Trong-do is also unsure if surgery is really the right field for her.
I talked to a friend who is now a specialist, but she's had a very difficult path. She was pregnant at one point and had a very rocky start to her career. All of her colleagues who started out with her, all the men, have of course overtaken her and are now senior physicians. Now she's really just trying to gain a foothold as a specialist. Still, seeing an association like this gives me hope that the old structures can be broken down.
The odds have probably never been better. After all, 2/3 of all medical students are female. But surgery remains a man's world. Only 20% of positions here are held by women. That's why the association supports female students and doctors with things like training courses, a job market network, and negotiating tips. A short course in wound suturing is on offer too.
And now tie it in a knot? That's right. Pull it tight. Great.
The association wants all female surgeons to be allowed to operate until they go on maternity leave, like Dr. Gutzki now can at the Henriettenstift Hospital in Hanover. Instead of a work ban, positive lists are to be introduced, a list of operations that are considered safe.
Time and again, women are banished from the operating room, but we're waiting for the positive lists. That will be a major milestone, because we'll have something in writing, and we won't have to keep reinventing the wheel.
The German Society of Surgery recently created these positive lists. They detail all surgeries that pose no risk to mother and child, so that clinics only exclude their pregnant female employees from the operating room when necessary. This is also a win for Dr. Gutzki's association. The next generation should no longer have to endure the discrimination she faced. The profession can even be compatible with having a large family, she says. Her husband also works as a doctor, and both work full-time.
Of course, you can't manage everything on your own, that's true. We've built up a good network. My husband and I coordinate our work schedules, and we have childcare. And my parents also live close by.
Dr. Gutzki has since given birth to little Theodore, her 4th child. The cut flower industry is flourishing in Ecuador. The South American country is the 3rd largest exporter in the world. Almost every day the plants are sprayed with toxic pesticides that make the workers sick. 28-year-old Wilson Albacholka has had to go to the hospital several times to get treatment.
It kind of poisons your body. It goes through your liver, and it takes a while until they've pumped your stomach and cleaned your blood.
Maricela Igaye and the other women harvest the roses just a few hours after they have been sprayed. The pickers are not given masks or protective clothing.
They use fungicides and pesticides, and yes, they make us sick. I've even heard that some people have gotten cancer.
The Sidal Foundation offers training courses to help people leave the flower industry. They teach organic farming as an alternative way to earn a living. Erlinda Piajo was one of the first to succeed at this. She now runs a thriving organic farm with her husband, Fabian.
Compañera linda, buenas tardes, ¿cómo está? Qué lindas cosas ha cosechado para la feria, qué bueno. Ya estamos listos. ¿Están listas? Sí.
Agricultural ecologist Rosa Quimbia regularly visits her workshop participants. She helps them put their new knowledge into practice. Erlinda's career is a success story.
My colleague Erlinda has undergone quite a transformation, both in her family and in the community, and now as president of the Women's Producers Association.
Erlinda has been running her own farm for 15 years. She has raised 3 children, gained a wealth of expertise, and is highly respected in the community.
Here in the countryside, we women were always dependent on our husbands. The husband went to work, he got his salary, but the family couldn't get by on that. Today, we try to compromise. It's not right that only the husband has a say. It's about equality. First, we'll harvest the yam beans, then the pumpkins, and then the rest. Let's go.
Now Erlinda has taken on a new role.
I'm fine, thank you. And you? Yes, exactly. We have physics today. The material is really difficult right now.
Bahareh Husseini is a student living in Dusseldorf. She fled Iran at the age of 13. Her parents longed for a free life in the Western world, but they only had enough money to send the eldest of their 3 daughters abroad.
My greatest wish was to be able to study, to be successful, to be a woman who does more than cook, wear a headscarf, have children, and sew. Who does something that boys do.
Unthinkable in her strictly Islamic homeland. At the age of 6, Bahareh was already required to wear a headscarf and monitored by the morality police. A daughter of a teacher and a construction worker, she was allowed to attend a primary school for girls, but any further education was closed to her.
If I had stayed in Iran, I might have worn a headscarf. Maybe gotten married, had children, because my friends who are in Iran already have children and are married. But now I'm studying. I have my own apartment and I'm independent, without a husband.
Bahareh spent her first 3 years in Germany living in a refugee shelter. Then, at the age of 16, she found a program called JUMP. Run by the Diakonie, the social service organization of the Protestant churches, JUMP gave her the support she needed to forge her own path. Today, she volunteers there.
Möchtest du einen Kaffee machen? Ja, gerne, danke schön.
Jessica Tihizen founded JUMP 15 years ago. She helps unaccompanied minors prepare for an independent life.
First, we focus on getting to know a girl well. We try to get an idea of what needs she has when she arrives here, what traditions she has, whether she is very religious. Some young people come from countries where they felt very oppressed, including as young women, and are then, of course, very happy that they are free here and can lead their own life. Bahareh was also at JUMP, and now has her own apartment and is studying at university.
So what are you doing?
I'm attending German classes, learning German.
Great, and you?
I go to school, college.
Ukrainians Lisa Koval and Vlada Vazanok fled to Germany from the war. That was a year ago. They became friends at JUMP.
At first, I was very, very afraid for my future, of continuing life in Germany. But I've received a lot of help from JUMP. And now I feel very good.
A workshop on the dangers of the internet teaches them about things like cyber grooming and lover boys, various types of online sexual assault scams that young women can fall victim to.
Women's empowerment is a recurring theme in our work with girls. It is very important to us to help girls develop self-confidence and become stronger. We believe it is key for girls to learn to assert themselves in all situations in life. They need to learn to feel confident when interacting with boys. They need to know where their boundaries are and how to say no, to know what they actually want.
And I've brought some pictures and texts with me. Go ahead and try to sort out the pictures together. The big topics are the lover boy scam, cyber grooming, and sexting. And we'll take a look at all of these together, at the dangers that exist on the internet. Exactly, now you can see the two have already met. It's no longer just on the internet, and the girl, as you can see with her heart, is totally in love. But the man just wants to make money. Now you have to have sex with men, go into sex work, into prostitution.
Many here come from cultures where they had hardly any rights. Equality is a new concept, and they are unfamiliar with laws that protect them as women. Jump helps with all of this.
I think this is very good, because every girl needs to know these things. Yes, it's very good.
19-year-old Vlada lives with two other girls in a shared apartment. Step by step, they are preparing for independence, under the guidance of educator Anna Kramer. A room has become available, and they are waiting for their new roommate. Lisa's big wish is coming true. She's moving in with her friend Vlada. The two help each other in a country that is still foreign to them.
More pineapple?
I think it's really nice, because now we can go for walks together, watch movies in German, and spend a lot of time together.
The families of the two girls know that their daughters are safe, with the diokanie as they prepare to spread their wings and leave the nest. Bahareh Husseini from Iran made it. She escaped from a misogynistic regime and has created a self-determined life in which she is studying medical physics. In her home country, this would have remained a dream.
I don't think I could live in Iran again. Now that I live here, it would be even harder than before. Because before I didn't know what freedom was. Now I know what freedom is.
Bahareh is a role model for the girls at Jump. The 20-year-old wants to focus on her studies for now and start a family later. But only when she feels the time is right. And she wants to choose her partner herself. Organic farmer Erlinda Piajo will now be a teacher. She has more experience than anyone else. Agricultural ecologist Rosa Quimbia has hired her to lead the next training course.
Here we have some seeds. Look, the seeds are really good for tomorrow's workshop.
The two women agree on the topic for Erlinda's workshop: ancient indigenous knowledge about medicinal plants from the region. In Kayamba, a town with almost 50,000 inhabitants, there is a weekly market. The Women's Producers Association also sells its products via an online shop. They earn good money and have become confident participants in local politics.
Here are the beans we shelled and harvested yesterday. I'm going to sell everything, all of them. Now I hope the customers come.
While selling their produce, the women exchange ideas about the high vitamin C content of yam beans, cultivation methods on steep slopes, and business management questions. Passing on knowledge to become independent. A powerful community has come into being. This is partly thanks to the Seidal Foundation, where Rosa works. She invites us to the next training course.
How are you, Erlinda?
¿Cómo está?
Very good, very good.
How are sales going? How's the market?
We're selling and selling.
We have to record everything you brought with you and everything you sold to see how sales are going in the producers' community. Have they remained the same, increased, or decreased? And see what products we still have.
Exactly.
Exactly.
There is always room for improvement. Together they are stronger. The women are able to support their families far better than in the past, when they earned minimum wage working on the rose plantations, or simply relied on their husbands' wages alone.
It's important that we stand up for equality, because women in rural areas and in cities, we all need this independence.
Breaking down outdated structures, confidently demanding equal opportunities and rights. Women around the world are joining forces in the fight for self-determination.